गुड मॉर्निंग। रेडी हैं आप? अब तक आपने देखा फोनेटिक्स पे 3 क्लिप्स आपने देख चुका। फोनेटिक्स पार्ट 1, फोनेटिक्स पार्ट 2, फोनेटिक्स पार्ट 3। और आज जिस क्लिप के तहत आज हम लोग चलने जा रहे हैं, जिसमें डिस्कशन करने को हम लोग आज अभी रेडी हैं, वो आपका फोनेटिक्स पार्ट 4 है। फोनेटिक्स पार्ट 4 एंड फोनेटिक्स पार्ट 5, ये दोनों ही पार्ट्स में कंप्लीटली मैंने एक्सरसाइज का ही सेट रखा है। एक्सरसाइज मैं प्रैक्टिस के लिए इसलिए कह रहा हूं क्योंकि प्रैक्टिस मेक्स वन परफेक्ट। मीन्स द मोर यू प्रैक्टिस एनीथिंग, द मोर क्लियर कॉन्सेप्शन यू विल हैव ओवर एनीथिंग। जितनी ही ज्यादा किसी चीज की आप प्रैक्टिस करेंगे उतना ही ज्यादा क्लियर होगा। तो आज आपके लिए इसी फोनेटिक ट्रांसक्रिप्शन मीन्स फोनेटिक्स के वीडियो क्लिप पार्ट 4 में यहां पर मेंशन किया हुआ है। देख रहे होंगे, अजीब सा लग रहा होगा, नहीं है क्या ये भाई? अजीब तरह का लैंग्वेज, ये क्या है? सबसे ऊपर में आपका मेंशन कर दिया गया है, जहां इंस्ट्रक्शन है हमारा, change these phonemes into words and make meaningful sentences. Change these phonemes. These are the phonemes here, the set of phonemes, and these phonemes should be changed into what? Words, and those words should be arranged. Already these words are arranged, means those words should make meaningful sentences. इसके तहत आपके 2 सेट दिए गए, सेट 1 एंड हियर सेट 2। छोटे बच्चों की राइमिंग पोएम, जो छोटे बच्चे क्लास आई थिंक नर्सरी, एलकेजी, यूकेजी, 1 नर्सरी एलकेजी यूकेजी 1 तक के बच्चों के वो राइमिंग बुक्स में, राइम्स वाली बुक में अक्सर ये आपको मिल जाएंगे। ये 2 राइम्स को मैंने सेलेक्ट किया है। आप ये देखें, सेट 1 की तरफ मैं चलता हूं। अब ये चले हम लोग एक एक करके कि है क्या आखिर। ये एक वर्ड है। देयर आर 4 लाइन्स, 1 2 3 4। इन सेट 1 देयर आर 4 लाइन्स, एंड इन दीज 4 लाइन्स, इन ईच लाइन, हियर नॉट इन ईच लाइन बट इन द फर्स्ट लाइन, 1 2 3 4, देयर आर 4 वर्ड्स इन द फर्स्ट लाइन ऑफ दिस rhyme. The first word consists of how many phonemes? The first word consists of phoneme number 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. There are 5 phonemes. The first phoneme here you find, this phoneme stands, this is a consonant phoneme or vowel phoneme. This is a consonant phoneme. So what this phoneme stands for, what this symbol stands for? This symbol. Yeah, you. So this is a consonant phoneme, and just below the sets I have written here the list of the phonemes, consonant phonemes and vowel phonemes. In consonant phonemes I have already mentioned these consonant phonemes as per the list of Hindi letters, just as here this symbol stands for. In the previous I think a video clip I have already told you, and I have already discussed what these symbols stand for. So here this symbol, this phoneme stands for the sound of K. This symbol stands for the sound of G. This symbol stands for the sound of Ng. This symbol here stands for the sound of Ch. This symbol and this symbol, these 2 symbols stand for the sound of J. This symbol stands for the sound of Z. Here this symbol in the second line, this symbol stands for the sound of T. Here this symbol stands for the sound of D. This symbol stands for the sound of Th. This symbol here stands for the sound of D. And here N. Here this symbol stands for the sound of P. This symbol stands for F. This symbol stands for B. Here this symbol in the last line of consonant phoneme, here in the lowest line here, this symbol stands for the sound of V. This symbol stands for M. This symbol for ya, this symbol for ra, this symbol for la, this symbol for wa, this symbol for sha, this symbol for sa, and this symbol for ha. In the vowel phonemes here, this symbol, these three symbols here you find 1, 2, 3. Three symbols stand for the sound of a. Here, these two symbols stand for the sound of a. These two symbols stand for the sound of e. And this symbol stands for the sound of e. This symbol stands for the sound of u. This symbol here, this symbol stands for the sound of oo. Here, this symbol a. This symbol stands for the sound of a. This symbol, these two symbols stand for the sound of o. And here, diphthongs. These are the list of diphthongs here. Diphthongs from this here. These are the lists. These are the diphthongs in vowel phonemes. So this is for ear, ow, ow, I, oi, ear, and here for air and oo. One mistake has been committed here, so I would like to rectify here. This is a, but here in Hindi I have mentioned here wrongly. This is mentioned here ear. Ear is this, not this. This is a, so I would like to rectify here a. Clear? This is a, oi, ow, ear, ow, air, I, oo. So already these symbols, means these phonemes have been discussed already, means in the previous video clip. I think in part 2 or in part 3 you will find all these phonemes and all these sounds also. So come on now, let us go to transform these phonemes into, to transcribe these phonemes into words and write the spellings of these words. So what is this? This one, how many phonemes? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. In the first word of the first line, there are 5 phonemes. What the first phoneme stands for? Here, this symbol. Yeah, here, right. Z. Second phoneme stands for? Here, E. And here, third phoneme stands for? Correct. Ng. And here, fourth phoneme stands for? Where is yeah, here G. Here the fifth phoneme stands for here L. So what is this? Z, ing, gl. What is this? Zingle, 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 and this stands for b, a, l, means what? Bell, zingle bell. Again the same thing here. First word and the third word matches. So jingle bell, zingle bell. Okay, the second and fourth words are same. Jingle, again here. The first word of the second line here again, zingle. Here, this symbol stands for, there are 2 phonemes here. In this, in the second word of the second line, 1 and 2. What does the first phoneme stands for? That is a vowel phoneme. So find, what is this? Correct here, O. So zingle, all, the way. Again, jingle bell, jingle bell, jingle all the way. Now, to the third line, the first word of the third line here. Here, first phoneme, second, third, fourth and fifth phoneme. There are 5 phonemes here. This phoneme stands for sa, here sa. This phoneme stands for, that is a vowel phoneme, that stands for A. So say, N, here. This symbol, this phoneme stands for the sound of na. This phoneme, fourth phoneme, stands for the sound of, where is here? T. This phoneme stands for the sound of a. So what is this? Sa and ta. Santa. Santa. This phoneme. Now to the second word of the third line. What is this? How many phonemes? 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 phonemes here in the second word of the third line. What the first phoneme stands for? Yeah, clear here. That is for ka. Second phoneme stands for the sound of la. Third phoneme already discussed here. Third phoneme stands in the vowel phoneme, and that is O. And here this phoneme, fourth phoneme of the second word of the third line stands here for ja. So what is this? Claus. Santa Claus. And here there are two phonemes here in the third word. First phoneme stands for E. Second phoneme stands for ja. So is. Now here 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 phonemes in the fourth word of the third line. First phoneme stands for ka. Second phoneme stands for a. Third phoneme stands for ma. Fourth phoneme stands for e. And fifth phoneme stands for nga. What is this? Coming. Now here the last word of the third line, a la a nga. That is along. Along. Correct. Santa Claus is coming along. That is next here the last line, the first word of the last line here, first phoneme, second phoneme, for second phoneme, that is a diphthong, and third phoneme, fourth phoneme, and fifth phoneme. What is this? Ra. And this diphthong here, I. Ra, I means rai. Third phoneme stands for da. So the sound of da, e, nga. Riding. Correct. Riding. Here there are two phonemes in the second word of the fourth line of this poem, of this rhyme, sorry. Two phonemes, and first phoneme stands for what? First phoneme stands for O, and second phoneme stands for na. So what is this? On. Here 3 phonemes, 1, 2, 3. First phoneme stands for the sound of ha. Second phoneme stands for the sound of e. Third phoneme stands for the sound of ja. What is this? H. Now the fourth word of the fourth line. How many phonemes are there? 1, 2, and diphthong. Yeah, here A. So you find here first phoneme sa, la, a, sleigh. Here that is way, sleigh, rhyming words. Way, sleigh. So again I would like to write here, jingle bell, jingle all the way. Santa Claus is coming along, riding on his sleigh. Jingle bell, jingle all the way. Santa Claus is coming along, riding on his sleigh. Come on, I would like to write here the words, the spelling of these words. Jingle, bell, jingle bell. Oh, sorry. Here the spelling mistake. There is the word jingle is wrongly mentioned here. The first letter is J. Jingle bell. Again here wrong. J. Jingle bell, jingle all the way. Santa clause is coming along riding on his sleigh, this one. Let us now come on here, jingle bell, jingle bell, jingle all the way, Santa Claus is coming along riding on his sleigh. Here now I would like to identify the parts of a speech of these words. Here I would like to write here, jingle is verb, bell noun, jingle again verb, jingle bell here noun, jingle verb, all the way, all is determiner, the determiner, way noun, Santa Claus, this is a proper noun, here noun, that is why here mentioned, S is mentioned in the capital form and clause C is mentioned also in the capital form, is auxiliary verb as the finite verb, and this is subject here, coming V4, and along is here adverb, though the word along is also used as a preposition, but here this word is used as an adverb. Coming along, riding on his way, riding is V4, tell me whether it is gerund or present participle, because it is working here as an adverb, present participle, not a gerund. How? Riding on preposition, here his determiner, possessive adjective, sleigh noun, the vehicle. Let us now, here it is suggested, in this rhyme it is suggested, what is suggested to do? It is suggested to welcome Santa Claus. How is expected to be Santa Claus welcomed or received? Santa Claus is expected to be received by the activity of jingling bell, by the activity of jingling bell. So here it is suggested by the poet here, jingle bell, what? Come here, no. Jingle bell, what? Sit down, no. Command, this is a command. Jingle bell, jingle all the way, jingle all the way. Santa Claus is coming along. Who is coming along? The subject, Santa Claus is coming. Where is Santa Claus coming? Along. Means the path, just beside the path where I am standing, where we all are standing or sitting. Coming along. Who is coming along? Santa Claus is coming along. How is Santa Claus coming? Is Santa Claus coming on foot? क्या Santa Claus foot पे पैदल आ रहे हैं on foot? No. Santa Claus is coming along, riding on his sleigh. Riding on his sleigh. What is it? What is this? Sleigh is a type of vehicle that is drawn especially by the deer. So Santa Claus is an imaginary here character, and here this Santa Claus, because this activity is already taking place in the present continuous tense, and in the warm welcome, for according Santa Claus a warm welcome, here all the learners or the people or the citizens are requested what? To jingle bell. I hope now this phonetic transcription would have been very clear to you, how these phonetic transcription should be transformed or transcribed into the words, and how to make a meaningful sentence would have been clear to you. Now I would like to lead you to the second set here. The second set, again this set has been also taken from a rhyming book. I have taken these two sets from my son's book, And from that very book, because I thought what should be taken so that that proved to be interesting and very easy to understand. That was why I selected these two rhymes, and I decided to work or discuss on these two rhymes. So now let us come on to the second set here. What is this? There are 5 lines here. In this section, in set A, there were 4 lines. Here you find 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 lines here. What again? Let us discuss here. How many phonemes are there used in the first word? Because here in the first line, how many words are there used? 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 words. So how many phonemes are there used in the first word? First phoneme, second, third, and fourth. What does the first phoneme stand for? I would like to ask. Tell me. Yeah, first phoneme stands for the sound of here, this one, and here this one. So what is this? Cha. What does the second phoneme stand for? I think this is a vowel phoneme. So find it where it is in the list of the vowel phonemes. Here, very good. Here, this one. Here and here. So what is this? Cha. Here the third phoneme stands for the sound of here. Where is it? Here. So cha, ba, and this sound, this phoneme stands for the sound of e. So chubby. What is this? Cha. Again, here there are 4 phonemes. First phoneme, second, third, and fourth. So what is this for? Cha, e, ka, sa. What is this? Cha, e, ka, sa. Cheeks. How many phonemes here in the third word? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6 phonemes. How many phonemes in the last word of the first line of this rhyme? 1, 2, and 3. So what is this? Chubby cheeks, dimpled chin. Sorry, not chin. Wrong. Not chin, because that is here, not e, that is chin. Dimpled chin, chubby cheeks, dimpled chin, chubby. Now let us write here the spellings of these words. What is the spelling of chubby? C-H-U-B-B-Y, chubby. Cheeks, C-H-E-E-K-S, chicks. Dimpled, D-I-M-P-L-E-D, dimpled. Chin, C-H-I-N, chin. Chubby cheeks, dimpled chin. Here, first phoneme, second, that is a diphthong. Third phoneme and fourth phoneme. What does the first phoneme stand for? The sound of R. Second phoneme, that is a diphthong, because there is the collection of 2 vowel phonemes. So this is a diphthong. What does this mean? This means ow. Rousy. Ja. Third phoneme stands for ja and e. Rousy. What is this? Here it is very simple. La, e, pa, sa. Lips. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 phonemes. Here 1, 2, 3. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. What is this? Rosy lips, teeth within. Here, rosy, R-O-S-Y, rosy, lips, L-I-P-S, lips, teeth within. Here, now, how many phonemes in the third line? 1, 2, 3, 4. Here in the second word of the third line, 1, again here diphthong. You find here that there are 2 vowels are combined here. Together 2 vowel phonemes have been mentioned here together. So that is a diphthong, and find this here. This is ear. So here R is already what? Silent. That is slightly produced. R sound. How many sounds are there? 1, 2, 3, 4. 4. Here 1, 2, again vowel, that is diphthong, and 3. What is this? This stands for K. This stands for and this stands for L. This stands for E. What is this? Kali. Kali? Curly. Yes. What is the spelling of curly? C-U-R-L-Y. Curly. This is for hair. Hair. H-A-I-R. Hair. This for very. Very. This for fair. Fair. Curly hair. Very fair. Now to the fourth line. Again here I think diphthong. Yeah, diphthong. Because two vowel phonemes come together here. So that is diphthong, and this stands for consonant phoneme. What is this? What is this? This diphthong for? This diphthong for I. Eyes. And this here, how many phonemes? 1 and 2. The last sound ra is already hidden, that is not pronounced. That is why it is mentioned here in the brackets. Now to the third word of this line. 1, 2, 3. 3 phonemes here. In the fourth word, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 phonemes. And here 1, 2. What is this? Eyes. Are. What is this? Blue. Now here la-a-va-la-e. What is this? Lovely. What is this? Two? No, that is two. Ooh, stressed here. So here T-O-O, two. Last line here. This 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6. Here 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3 and 1, 2. What is that? What does this word stand for? Here T-E. Teacher. R sound is already here hidden. It is not pronounced because it is mentioned in the bracket. Teachers. Teachers. Spelling T-E-A-C-H-E-R-S. Teachers. Pet. Teachers. Pet. P-E-T. Pet. Is. I-S is. That. That is that. T-H-A-T. That. You. So, chubby cheeks, dimpled chin, rosy lips, teeth within, curly hair, very fair, eyes are blue, lovely too. Teacher's pet, is that you? Now let us I would like to draw your attention to the identification of these words, the identification of the parts of speech of these words. So chubby is what? Chubby is an adjective. Chicks, noun plural. This noun is being qualified. What chicks? What chicks? Not how chicks. What chicks? Just as what man? Laborious man. What idea? Nice idea. In the same way, what chicks? Sunken chips? No. Chubby chicks. So chubby chicks. Dimpled chin. Dimpled chin. Dimpled. Already there is a point here on the chin. Dimpled. So dimpled chin. Dimpled is what here? Dimpled is V3. Adjective. Qualifying chin. Noun. Dimpled chin. Rosy lips. Again here rosy is adjective derived from the word rose. Rose. Yeah, the flower. Lips. Noun here plural. This noun is being qualified by rosy. So rosy is qualifying lips. Teeth. Teeth is noun plural. The singular form of this word teeth is tooth. Tooth. And within. Within is preposition and adverb also both. What is this here? Preposition? No. This word within is not a preposition here because a preposition comes before a noun. I have already asked, I have already discussed that some words are preposition, adverbs and nouns also. So you have to identify, you have to develop your skill so that you may be able to identify the word exactly, whether the word has been used in the sentence as a noun, pronoun, preposition or any part of a speech. In the next video clip, I would like to tell you here that in the next video clip, that would be the last video clip of this phonetics, that means in phonetics part 5, you will find again the exercise, but some words will be mentioned which are pronounced same, but the spellings of those words are different. So we will do the practice of identifying the correct parts of a speech and the correct spellings of those words, finding the same pronunciation in the same sentence. So now here, curly hair, very fair. Here within is what? Adverb. Because rosy lips, teeth within. Where are teeth? Where are teeth? Teeth within, not out. Within, inside the mouth. So teeth within. Curly hair, curly is here, right adjective, and this adjective is qualifying the noun here, here. Curly hair, very fair, very, this very is adverb, and fair is adjective here. The word fair is also a noun, but this fair is here adjective. Fair, beautiful, fair, very fair. How much fair? Very fair, very fair. So this very is qualifying the adjective fair, very fair. Eyes are blue. The next line, eyes is noun plural here, eyes, and this is what here? Subject, and its finite verb, auxiliary verb is the finite verb here. Eyes are blue. Blue is adjective here. Adjective. Lovely. Lovely. Eyes are blue. Lovely too. Lovely is adjective and too is adverb. It is qualifying this adjective. How much lovely? Too lovely. He is, just as it is already spoken, you must have heard the sentence, he is too weak. He is weak. He is weak. And he is weak. Suppose there is a sentence, he is weak. Yeah, normally he is weak. But if somebody is so much weak, so how do we say? He is too weak. Too weak. Too, this adverb is here qualifying the adjective weak. So in the same way here, lovely too. Too means very lovely. Lovely too. Now here teachers is here. Teachers is noun plural in the possessive form. Teacher's pet. Pet is noun here. Pet animal, just you find that. I have so many pets at my house, and one of those pets is one of those pets. One of those pets. One of those pets means one of those domestic animals, one of those pet animals, or one of the animals that have been already domesticated by me. One of those pets is rabbit. So here teacher's pet means teacher's very affectionate thing is what? Is who? Who is teacher's pet? Again, this is working as a subject. Teacher's pet is finite verb of this subject. Teacher's pet is that you. That you is that you. That is here is that. The teacher's pet is you. That here conjunction working here as the conjunction. That teacher's pet is you. That is here working as the conjunction connector, and the real place of this word is here. But this is a rhyme. So in the rhyme or in the poem, words, there is the jumbling of the words, especially for making rhymes. This word is already done, and this activity is considered as the inversion or hyperbaton. And in the figures of speech, in the videos of figures of speech, we will discuss what inversion is. So teachers, that teacher's pet is you. You is here pronoun. You is also mentioned in the nominative case, means as the subject and also as the object, or also of the complement. So is here. You is here what? Is you. Is you. Here working as the complement. Is you. I think these two sets means exercise or practice on these two sets would prove to be beneficial for you. आपके लिए लाभकारी साबित हुआ होगा शायद, मैं उम्मीद करता हूं। इन सबों का आइडेंटिफिकेशन करना, ये सारे जितने भी फोनेटिक सिंबल्स दिए गए उनका वर्ड्स में आपने आइडेंटिफाई किया, फिर सेकंड स्टेप में आपने उन सारे वर्ड्स के आने वाले पार्ट्स ऑफ स्पीच को आइडेंटिफाई किया और उसके बाद फिर आपने उसकी मीनिंग को समझा। तो आज के इस वीडियो क्लिप में बस इतना ही। अगले वीडियो क्लिप में मैं बता दूं फिर हम लोग एक्सरसाइज ही करेंगे इस फोनेटिक्स पार्ट 5 में, और उसमें आपके मैंने बताया सेम साउंड आएगा, फोनेटिक ट्रांसक्रिप्शन भी सेम होगा बट उसके स्पेलिंग्स डिफरेंट होंगे। जैसे मैं बता दूं वही को ही लेकर, वही WAY noun and way that is also a verb WEIGH way. Same phonetic transcription is mentioned for both the words WAY way and WEIGH way. From this way verb WEIGH way verb, the noun is wait WEIGHT wait. So these words, these phonetic symbols or these phonetic transcription would be mentioned in the next set in phonetics part 5, so that you may have the clear conception whether to use WAY or WEIGH. If we use anywhere WAY, then why? If we use WEIGH anywhere, then why? Why to use WEIGH? So wait and see in the next video clip, means in phonetics part 5, how that would be the last video clip on this phonetics on this chapter. So that's all. Thank you.